that is and see how it really affects that family. There aren't very many of us who have 46 brothers and sisters.
Yeah, and believe it or not, she's married. She's got a family of
She has
her own
6 children
now.
herself.
Yeah, and she says she's happy. So
More manageable
you know what?
than 46.
I'll tell you what. There's all different ways up the mountain, as they say, and you know
these extremes make it, you know, like whoa.
They're very challenging, and depending how enlightened or conscious you want to be, there's a lot of material in it. Depending on your coping mechanisms. You know, honey, you talk a lot about the enough syndrome, right? The enough psychological context. Who is the guy who created the enoughness in psychology?
Bruno Bellheim.
Yeah, Bruno Bellheim talks about how much is enough mothering, how much is enough
good enough mother.
Good enough mother. And, you know, we're interested in that because, you know, you take somebody like Susanna and you think, oh my gosh, here she is, a thriving person. You take somebody like Maryanne who grew up in the Holocaust, and instead of being angry, she got curious, she said, and is really thriving.
It's a pretty complicated system we're working with here, and enough is something which is sometimes hard to put our finger on.
Yeah.
And again, why we're bringing someone onto the show that is, you know, 23 to 46 children, we can really look at these when they're highlighted so dramatically, and you know, somewhere in there, in the spirit of us, we really do want to heal. We do really want that sense of ourselves, and we can look outside and that there are we there. It's a funny way to say it.
Well, and we want to be inspired, and I think one of the things that I don't want to leave out is one of the things that David and I have found together and throughout our lives, really, and on some level or another, being in partnership is really helpful when you bring conscious awareness to things you want to heal from your past, right? Bearing witness, holding space for each other to delve into, as we like to call, going down the rabbit hole, looking at some of these wounds and traumas and moving through them so you can become more in alignment with your authentic self, right?
And noticing that's true, sweetie, and noticing that we don't always get to choose our life situations, or maybe never get to choose our life situations. Who are we? How we're born into our families, and how we're born into our environments, and yet, as extreme as they can be, as wild a ride as that may be sometimes, we can bring ourselves to it and heal that, and find ways to be with ourselves and create healing and wellness.
That's right, and that's what we're going to sort of explore with Susanna later.